Two triers were trying. They tried, and they tried, and they tried. When I'm trying and you're trying, our tryings meet somewhere in the middle, and they do almost like a trying dance. And from that, we get communication. Okay, I didn't wake up one morning and decide that all I want to do is think about rape. I certainly never woke up one morning and said, gee, this is like the best, most joy-filled, most generous thing that I could imagine to do with a life. That's not how it happened. My involvement with rape happened because there were crimes that were imposed upon me. We're not supposed to talk about boo-boos. And the reality is that boo-boos happen. But when things are not a part of a conversation, when by our denial or our unwillingness to feel the discomfort that we might feel when we are in the presence of someone else who is talking about something that's painful, by our lack of generosity, by not being willing to enter that arena, we do render them invisible. We try to render the events invisible. We've made a little progress. We talk about war crimes. We talk about rape that happens in the context of war in other countries. But what about right here? What about all of the people between birth and, God willing, they live to a really old age, between birth and death that are right here in the United States of America, that are, as far as I know, the statistic is approximately every 2.5 minutes another person is sexually assaulted in this country. What about all of those people? Somehow we get this idea that there's one right way to be a rape survivor. Rape hurts. When we deny our hurts, we render ourselves less than what we are able to be. And when we are less than what we are able to be, we're not able to fully be. Because when we don't have our full facilities, not only are we not able to experience things in a full way, but we're not able to contribute in a full way. And look at the mess that we've made of the world. I started doing these videos by waking up in the morning and doing them half asleep when I really looked like caca and my face was swollen and I couldn't really think very well. I did that not by accident. Many rapes happen on or in beds. So I decided to do it in that context. Truthfully, I also did it for another reason in that way, the first few videos. Frankly, I was totally nervous, and I thought maybe if I could kind of get a hold of myself right when I first woke up in the morning, maybe I wouldn't be as articulate, but maybe I would be less nervous because I wouldn't have realized how nervous I was. I don't think it really worked. From my perspective, a twisted sense of humor is one of the things that enables us to create an after. And an after is all the time that happens after loss. So whether you've been raped or you haven't been raped, I've never met a human being who hasn't lived with loss. I mean, let's face it, mortal, conscious. Conscious, mortal. Basically, we all know that we're going to die. So that's painful. The question then becomes, when we experience loss or pain, what do we do after? How do we live after the fact of whatever it is that happened? Learning to be respectful of the reality of our life story, learning to be respectful of the adaptations that we've created in response to our life story, and then trying to create a magnificent next step. The documentary project that I am in the process of creating, it's called Living After Rape. There has to be an after. There has to. Because otherwise, what are we doing? Unless we're just really busy pretending that nothing ever happens and it's only other people that feel loss, it's not us. But if we can be honest enough to recognize that everybody experiences loss in some way, there might be a path. It might even be a path that we want to walk on. Those afters become really, really important. And so my question for you is, are you willing to join this conversation?